God's preparation looks like a burden, but it's really purpose. Listen closely. You didn't just stumble into that difficulty. The frustration, the confusion, the silent prayers that seem to echo back at you, they're not random. They are intentional. They are the first signs that heaven is setting something in motion that will not only shift your life, but transform the lives tied to your obedience. When God is about to move you into the extraordinary, He doesn't begin by handing you the outcome. He begins by shaping you for it. Why? Because the weight of the calling requires the strength of a refined soul. One of the surest signals that your breakthrough is near is discomfort. Not the casual kind, but the kind that stretches your soul. That unease in your spirit, that's not punishment, that's positioning. God uses resistance like a sculptor uses a chisel, not to damage the stone, but to reveal the masterpiece hidden inside. And here's what most people miss. Before God brings increase, He brings intensity. Before He multiplies, He magnifies what's in you, both the strong and the shaky. Why? Because only what's rooted can withstand the harvest. Burden comes in forms we don't always expect. A delay that won't resolve, a relationship that won't reconcile, a door that won't open no matter how many times you knock. But God isn't ignoring you, He's enlarging you. The Lord said in Isaiah 43:19, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" Sometimes we can't see the new thing because we're too focused on the old struggle. The truth, God refines you before He releases you, and the fire you're facing may just be the refining heat forging your future. Closed doors are strategic detours, not setbacks. So, what do you do when every door you try to walk through remains shut? Here's the thing. Just because something looks like an opportunity doesn't mean it's your assignment. We live in a world that confuses access with anointing, but not every open door is divine, and not every closed door is a denial. Sometimes it's divine direction. Revelation 3:7 reminds us that God opens doors no one can shut, and shuts doors no one can open. That means if He closed it, it wasn't your doorway. It was a decoy. It hurts, doesn't it, to put your heart into something only to watch it fade. But what if God wasn't rejecting you? What if He was protecting you? Sometimes unanswered prayers are the clearest answers of all. And here's the hard truth. If God let that door open prematurely, it might have derailed your destiny. Some doors don't stay shut because you're unworthy. They stay shut because you're being preserved. When your plans fall apart, that's not always failure. Sometimes that's how heaven does construction. He's clearing a path that matches the version of you that's still being developed. You're not behind. You're being built. When you're pulled away, you're being pulled closer. Let's talk about the quiet seasons, the lonely ones, the ones where it feels like everyone else is moving forward and you're stuck in pause mode. You scroll through their highlight reels and wonder, what's wrong with me? Nothing's wrong with you. You're just in God's private workshop. Sometimes God hides you to prepare you. He pulls you away, not to punish you, but to pour into you. You've been asking for clarity, but clarity doesn't come through chaos. It comes through stillness. Jesus often withdrew to lonely places to pray. Luke 5:16. And if the Son of God needed isolation to recharge, how much more do we? Isolation is where your identity is confirmed. It's where you learn to distinguish God's whisper from the world's noise. It's where you realize that applause is not affirmation and visibility is not validation. Some seasons feel empty, but they're actually fertile. That soil you're standing in, it looks dry, but something is growing in you. God doesn't elevate from the surface. He elevates from the soil. The deeper the root, the stronger the rise. Spiritual shifts precede visible changes. The subtle inner nudges that something is changing. You can't explain it, but you feel different. The things that once fueled you now feel hollow. The crowd you used to crave no longer fits your spirit. What's happening? God is shifting your atmosphere before He shifts your assignment. When He wants to do something extraordinary, He first interrupts the ordinary. You may not recognize it immediately, but this internal realignment is heaven's way of rewiring your compass. You start caring about things you used to ignore. You feel a deeper longing for purpose. You begin sensing a pull away from what's safe and toward what's sacred. Don't fight the shift. Embrace it. The shaking isn't sabotage, it's a setup. Hebrews 12:27 says, "The removing of what can be shaken, that is, created things, so that what cannot be shaken may remain." In other words, God will shake what's unstable to reveal what's eternal. The shift may cost you comfort, but it will give you clarity. Obedience that makes no sense opens doors no man can close. Let's be honest, sometimes God asks you to do things that don't make sense. He tells you to walk when there's no path, to give when you barely have enough, to apply again after being rejected, to stay when you want to run. That's not logic, that's faith. And faith doesn't always feel good, it just works. Faith isn't comfortable obedience. It's costly obedience. It's Noah building a boat in the middle of a drought. It's Esther approaching the king knowing the risk. It's you doing the next right thing with no guarantee except the whisper of his voice saying, "Trust me." Obedience won't always make you popular, but it will always make you prepared. And here's the principle. God will often test your trust before he releases the blessing, not to torment you, but to ensure that when the blessing comes, it won't become your idol. The promise is real, but so is the process. And if you're in the process, the stretching, the refining, the pause, you're not being overlooked, you're being overhauled. God is enlarging your capacity to carry what you've been praying for. Don't rush the process. Don't despise the burden, and don't walk away from the calling just because it's uncomfortable. God isn't done. He's just getting started. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more motivational Bible scriptures.